Hey everyone, so today's video is just going to be a quick update with regards to the Eufy Cam app and basically the interactions and basically the comments that I made in my previous video regarding the app about the notifications system that they actually have. So if we come into the doorbell, this is the Eufy battery doorbell, and if you come into notifications, as you can see, it has two options right at the top. So you can have the doorbell ring enabled, and then you can also have the motion detection notification enabled or disabled. Now if we come into the notifications section, as you can see, the motion detection section, motion detection can still remain on whilst your notifications for motion can be disabled. And this was one of the things that I wanted from the cameras as well. So if we just come into either one of the cameras, and firstly we'll take a look at motion detection. So as you can see, motion detection is on. However, when you come down to, where's it gone, notification settings, the only thing it gives you is to either notify you with a certain tone. There is no option to basically just turn off notifications for motion alerts and that kind of thing. So originally I was quite frustrated, because if we take a look at the figures of, so into Power Manager, as you can see, so I've had these in for 30 days now, and you've had 1400 events. 1000 of those have been filtered out, and then 376 were recorded. And with those 376, until I discovered this particular method for basically getting rid of the notifications, I would have been notified for every single one of those. So I would have had 376 notifications for the front camera, and then also quite a few for the back garden camera as well. Now what I have managed to do is I've found a workaround essentially. So if you come into security and you come into either one of your home bases, so the doorbell currently has the back garden camera linked up to it, and the camera's home base, which is the one that is linked to the front the driveway camera, is actually located in my room, my bedroom. So with this one, what you can do is you can come into security at the bottom, and then you click on, obviously for most people they're only going to have one home base. I actually have two because I ordered both of my devices separately. So you click into camera home base, and then if you actually come into the cog, the little gear icon, you can actually enable and disable push notifications from within this section. So this is obviously the driveway camera, and as you can see, push notifications for motion. So when motion is detected, you're still recording video. If you want to, you can sound the camera alarm, so that's the siren built into the camera, and you can also have an alarm play on the home base as well. They're the options basically. And if I just come back to the doorbell option, the doorbell home base, and we can see here, so you have both listed separately. And with the back garden one, obviously I've disabled motion altogether. If that was enabled, then you would have seen similar options to these, but for the top one. And as you can see for this one, motion I want enabled for the doorbell, because a lot of times people don't actually bother ringing the doorbell, even though they stare right at it. But I don't understand why people stare at a doorbell but don't bother pushing it, and rather just tap on the door where they might not even get heard. Either way, yeah, so that's basically a workaround. Now for everybody else, they're also going to be able to do something else. So you can obviously create automations, and depending on which home base you're going through, so on this particular home base, basically I only have the doorbell and the back garden, and then for the other home base, sorry, that's the same one, for this home base, coming to automations, as you'll see, the trigger is literally just the home base or the driveway camera. So you can do basic automations. What I've found is anything that you can do here, you can probably do a lot easier and more beneficial to you straight through the HomeKit app, or the Home app rather, just because you can interact with other devices within your HomeKit setup. So yeah, that's basically for anybody else out there that is using the Eufy app, or does want motion enabled through the Eufy app for the recording function, but obviously like me does not want to be notified every 2 seconds when somebody walks out to put something in the bin or something like that, or if somebody walks on your drive. As you can see, so I've had quite a few recordings for today, but thankfully I've not had any notifications for any of these. And because of the way my HomeKit setup is, as soon as somebody comes past, basically towards my front door, I'm going to get notified about it anyway, so I don't need a secondary notification on my phone. The other thing is, obviously, even when I was at work, I was still getting push notifications sent to me. That thankfully is now disabled. So for anybody else out there that was struggling with that same sort of issue, until they change this option, and they actually give us the proper notification settings here, you can use that workaround and basically disable notifications that way.